Welcome to another Little Farm chat and another view of Little Farm. This is the first Little Farm chat that I have not done in front of a roaring fire in our wood stove, because here in Maine it is finally warm enough to actually be outside, and it makes you think that maybe summer is coming, maybe the time is passing and summer's almost here. But that's the way it is with time. To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time for every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to kill, a time to heal. A time to laugh, a time to weep. A time to build up, a time to break down. So sang the birds in 1965, and so mused the author of the biblical book of Ecclesiastes around 935 BCE. Time. A time for this, a time for that. It used to be that knowing when the sun rose and when it set, when it was time to plant and when it was time to harvest, was enough for us. Now we split time into hundredths and thousandths of a second, or even smaller, into nanoseconds. But what do you do when time seems to have stopped? When the passage of time just isn't like what it used to be? What do you do when you are caught in the in-between time of sheltering in place and returning to normal, whatever that means? A time to stay home, a time to go out, a time to gather, a time to be distant, a time to reopen, a time to shut, a time to hug, a time to wave from a distance. To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time for every purpose under heaven. Even when we are caught in these crazy in-between moments, when sometimes we can't even remember what day it is because we don't have the usual markers of time, time has not stopped. To everything, turn, turn, turn. Time marches on, as the saying goes, and so must we. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. But what does that mean, to move forward in a time such as this? According to President Trump, it has to do with sports and mass gatherings. He said, and I quote, "We want to get sports back. We miss sports. We need sports in terms of the psyche of our country. We want big, big stadiums loaded with people. We don't want them having to wear masks and be doing what we've been doing for the last number of months. That's not getting back to normal. We want to be back to normal where we have big crowds and they're practically standing on top of each other and they're all enjoying themselves." And of course, most recently, the president has added churches to that list of ways we get back to normal. Packing the pews, as I'm sure he would say. To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to cheer, a time to refrain from cheering. A time to be born, a time to die. A time to fill stadiums and churches, a time to social distance, a time to kill, a time to heal. And maybe, just maybe, in the midst of this pandemic that has turned our lives upside down, maybe, just maybe, a time to sing a new song for a new day. I do not know what that song will sound like, but I am pretty darn sure that we won't hear it in churches with congregations belting out their favorite praise choruses, or in crowded stadiums amidst cheering crowds, all of them flaunting their conspiracy theories that this pandemic is not real or is someone else's problem. A new song for a new day. We will hear it first as a whisper, because we will hear it in our hearts. It will come from that sacred space within. It will begin. Those are my dogs. It will begin as a lament an acknowledgement of these unsettled and deeply disturbing times. You might even hear Bob Dylan's gravelly and shop-worn voice as he taps out a familiar beat, picks a few chords, and says, "Come on, you folks know this old tune." How many times can a man turn his head and pretend that he just doesn't see? How many years must one person have before he can hear people cry? How many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Oh, the answer, my friends, is singing in your heart. The answer is singing in your heart. Our new song may begin with those old yet new, those past yet timely questions, but it will not end there. Our song will not dwell on just how risky it is to reopen the economy and fill our stadiums and churches again. How many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died? In the end, our song will be a song of triumph, not because we have sports back or even worship back. Our song will not raise up eat-in restaurants or kids returning to classrooms. Instead, our song will celebrate something else. It will remember and celebrate all the sacred sightings we have experienced these past couple of months, all the ways that we have found and will continue to find God or Spirit or whatever you call that something that is bigger than you to be there in the midst of COVID. Our song will celebrate how we have reached out to people we didn't even know, the Zoom calls that let us all see those we love, even if we can't touch them yet, the heroics of healthcare professionals who put their lives on the line for us, all the eyes that still smile behind the masks. Our song will affirm that, yep, it's true, life will never be the same again, and the fundamental questions will continue to loom. How many times can a man turn his head and pretend that he just doesn't see? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Oh, the answer, my friends, is singing in your heart. The answer is singing in your heart. Time marches on, and so must we. We have no choice about that, but we can choose how we do it. And I say, let's take a deep breath and breathe in the love and Spirit of God and reach into that sacred space within us and sing. Sing a new song, a song that will carry us through time beyond this present difficult moment into a future worth living. My life flows on in endless song above earth's lamentation. I hear the sweet, though far off hymn that hails a new creation. Through all the tumult and the strife, I hear that music ringing. I find an echo in my soul. How can I keep from singing? How can we keep from singing? Singing a new song, singing to a new future, because it is time. So go forth singing, and begin right now in that place that is special to you. Sing knowing that you sing in harmony with God, with Spirit. Go forth singing, knowing that you are blessed by the good and by love. Amen.